Hi everyone! So now that we are officially in back to school season, I thought what better time would it be than to share some of my work/study tips with you guys? Because let's be honest, we all gotta get done, but sometimes it's just really hard. So I'm here to share with you guys my tips and tricks for staying on the grind so that you can get as much done as possible. So my very first tip for staying productive is to create a solid morning routine. One of the biggest lifestyle changes I made this year was waking up at 5 a.m. and sticking to an actual routine. It's so important to start your day off right so that the rest of your day is set up for success. Creating a morning routine and waking up at 5 a.m. has literally transformed my productivity. I am able to do so much more in a shorter amount of time because since nobody is awake during that time, I have zero distractions. Nobody's like blowing up my phone. And if you're not a morning person, like trust me, you will be once you start doing this every single morning. If you train your body to wake up at the same time each day, it'll get easier and easier. And it'll eventually just become your new normal. Doing this will also train you to become more consistent and more disciplined in every area of your life. Even in high school, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. to get all my studying done, which sounds crazy, but I would be so exhausted from like all the activities, all the extracurriculars that I had to do that I would come home, eat dinner, and then just pass out. But in the morning, I would wake up early to get all my studying done, all my homework done, any sort of projects that I had going on. And hey, I passed with flying colors, so it works. Number 2, write it down. Anything you want to achieve, you want to get done, put it on pen and paper, specifically pen and paper. You could do it electronically, but the reason I say pen and paper is because when you physically write something down, it sticks better in your brain. They did studies on this, guys, like trust me, I'm not making this up. If you just like make a mental note, you're less likely to actually stick to it because that thought just like goes off into space. I remember in college, there would be times where I would be one of the only people taking notes in like an actual notebook. And yes, sometimes the professors would talk fast, but you just gotta keep up with them. I'm the only person who's reading my writing, so it doesn't really matter. Something that has helped me write my tasks down is this. This is the Time Box, and it is a daily time management planner. I'm able to visualize my day and organize it. And what I love about the Time Box is that it gives you a place to put your top priorities. Notice there's only 3 boxes here because this forces you to focus on the most important things you have to do for that day. Because if I just think like mentally about, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I get very stressed out and actually nothing gets done. But this is great because it gives you your priorities in like bite-sized pieces so that it seems more conquerable. This is not sponsored, by the way, but this has really changed my life. Something else I really like to do to help me remember stuff is putting it in my calendars. And I say calendars plural because I got 2 that I use. My online one and my physical one. My biggest fear in life is forgetting to do something that I was supposed to do. What I like about my Apple Calendar is that I'm able to set alarms to get reminded of the event in advance. And this just ensures that I never miss anything. The other one, my physical calendar, it's literally right in front of my desk. So I'm constantly looking at it. It makes it impossible for me to miss something. So my 3rd tip for getting work done is to remove all distractions. In order to get the best work done, you have to remove all interruptions and anything that's going to hinder your focus. Something that my friends have influenced me on is Opal. This is an app that blocks other apps on your phone so that you don't go on them. The difference between this and like the screen time setting on your iPhone is that you're able to create working sessions. For example, I have my work time from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can actually choose which apps to block and which ones you don't want to block. And in this entire duration, I have all social media blocked, my emails blocked, like my Chase banking app blocked, like I can't go on any of those. And it really forces me to just focus and do work. And trust me, I thought that I wasn't even addicted to my phone until I got this app. It tells you how much of your life is spent on your phone. I think mine is like, oh, if you go at this rate, you're gonna be spending 37 years on your phone. Like, what? This is just a good way to like limit those distractions and to keep you focused. So if you don't want to download Opal, you can literally just like put your phone in a different room or like in a drawer so that in order to even check it, you have to physically get up and go get it. Doing this actually makes it harder for you to give in to that distraction and instead makes it easier for you to just stay focused and do your work. I promise you, like if you put away your phone, remove all distractions, open up the windows and work in a quiet place, you will get the best best work done. My next tip is to keep your environment clean and organized. This is so important. I cannot emphasize this enough. A clean space equals a clear mind, and this is so crucial for work. If you're stressed about how messy your room is and that you have to clean it, it's gonna be really hard to focus on your work. For me, about once a week, I like to do a thorough cleaning of my room. I wipe down all the surfaces, pick up anything on the floor, take out my trash, and just tidy up. I also like to declutter my digital space too. So like my computer, one of my greatest purchases this year was getting an external hard drive. Guys, this is a game changer. I had so many files on my computer that was like taking up so much space, but after getting this, I was able to like transfer everything onto this, and it just clears up all that space on my computer so that I'm able to do more work. Also, if you're like ever worried about losing all your stuff, you can keep everything on here so that if anything happens to your computer, you still got it. So my last tip for getting stuff done is to make productivity easy, satisfying, and rewarding. I actually got this concept from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. As you can see, I loved it. This basically tells you all the secrets to creating good habits and how to stick to them. One of the most important things I got from this book is that in order to be productive or to maintain good habits, you have to make it easy for yourself. Because logically, if it's easy to do, then you're more likely to do it. For me, if I'm doing really tedious work, I'll throw on my favorite playlist. So now in order to make productivity satisfying, you have to be able to see and track your progress. What I like to do is that if I wrote down a to-do list, I will check off the boxes as I go through them. Or for the time box, whatever I put in that priority section, I will actually scratch them off so that I can see what I've already done, and it motivates me to do more. Another way you can do this is writing things down on a calendar and then crossing off the days as you do them so that you're able to see how much you've done. And of course, after we do all that hard work, we have to reward ourselves. So for me, I allow myself to go on my phone for like 10 minutes, or I'll just get up and go do something else. Although it's really important to stay focused, it's equally as important to take breaks so that you don't burn out. Hopefully you guys got some good tips from this video and that you found it helpful. Let me know what your productivity/motivation tips are in the comments below, because honestly, like, my routine is not set in stone and I'd love to learn what you guys do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post twice a week, so you don't want to miss any of my videos. But yeah, that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!